Chapter 30. The Pipe. When Stubb had departed, Ahab stood for a while leaning over the bulwarks. And then, as had been usual with him of late, calling a sailor of the watch, he sent him below for his ivory stool, and also his pipe. Lighting the pipe was the binnacle lamp of planting the stool on the weather side of the deck. He sat and smoked. In old Norse times the thrones of the sea-loving Danish kings were fabricated, saith tradition, of the tusks of the narwhal. How could one look at Ahab, then, seated on that tripod of bones, without bethinking him one of the royalty it symbolized? For a Khan of the plank, a king of the sea, and a great lord of the Leviathans was Ahab. Some moments passed, during which the thick vapor came from his mouth in quick and constant puffs, which blew back again into his face. How now, he soliloquized at last, withdrawing the tube, this smoking no longer soothes. Oh, my pipe, hard it must go with me if thy charm be gone. Here have I been unconsciously toiling, not pleasuring, aye, and ignorantly smoking to the windward all the while, to the windward with such nervous whiffs, as if like the dying whale my final jets were the strongest and fullest of trouble. What business have I with this pipe, this thing which is meant for sereneness, to send up mild white vapors among the mild white hairs, not among the torn iron-grey locks like mine? I'll smoke no more. He tossed the still-lighted pipe into the sea. The fire hissed in the waves. The same instant the ship shot a bubble. The sinking pipe made. With slouched hat, Ahab lurchingly paced the planks. This is the end of chapter 30. Now, I mentioned lee in the other side, so the leeward side is the side of the ship protected from the wind. The windward side is the side where the wind is hitting. So here you have Ahab smoking on the windward side. He takes a puff, blows it out, and the smoke blows back into his face. And he didn't even think of this. And this is somebody who's lived his entire life almost on these ships. And he says that the pipe no longer soothes, which is, really a sign that there's something deep troubling him. And he's no longer, he has the chair brought out. He sits on the chair, describes it as made of narwhal tusks. Now, narwhals are known as the unicorns of the sea. And one of the incisor teeth of the narwhal, instead of just growing down into its mouth, migrates up and out of its forehead. And then it gets long. Really, really, like 3 feet long. It's spiral. And it's what the unicorn horn was based off of, they think. But it's long, spiral, white, sharp, pointy, and they go stabby things with it. So here you have this stool, which sounds like it has as its legs 3 narwhal tusks. And Ahab just ditched his pipe over. Now here we are, probably only a couple of months out, and he just ditched his pipe. Now remember what I said about if they want anything, they have to bring it with them? Well, Ahab just ditched his pipe. Possibly his only pipe. Now he may confiscate one of Stubb's dozen pipes, but he just pitched his pipe. And so this is like a change for him. Ahab is continuing to change and develop as the story goes. So it's often said that this story is about the development of Ahab, though he only showed up a few chapters ago, so maybe not. Anyway, that's kind of a silly thing for him to do, but he's obviously not thinking clearly.